Okay, I went ahead and turned this off, and it's just kind of odd about this. Now, why do you suppose that's happening right there? Well, they probably had a plant right there, and see, when I look over here, you see this? See how it's got that end on it? That's one of those plugs. And that goes down, and you can see where the 5/8 tubing comes around the corner. And the other thing is, that tube shouldn't even be exposed. It should be dug down, and that should be underneath the dirt. I don't really like that, but they must have planted something here, and then here's another piece. Look at that. They follow that around. There's a coupling there, and then that goes right into that pipe there as well. And I'm not quite sure if I'm going to plant anything there, you know, where this area is. And we'll just have to decide what to do with that. But the first and foremost is this area right here. I'm wondering what to do about that. And see, I could take one of my little tips. You buy all this stuff at the store. I think I got this stuff at Home Depot. See how it comes? It comes in a tin pack, and you just pull one of these off, twist it, whatever. Well, lots of this different things for a drip irrigation is pretty self-explanatory, but if you don't have a green thumb and you're just an average Joe like me, hey, you can fix these things like this. You don't have to call up your landscaper or your monthly lawn service guy and tell him about it, unless of course he says, oh yeah, that's included. Anything like that, you just let me know and I'll fix. Well, that's one thing. But if they don't fix it, you just go to the hardware store and buy a few things. Okay, so I've got this tip. I could put it right in this end, or I can put it over here. And I'm thinking, I don't really think I'm gonna plant anything right there. And if I did, I could always pull this out later. So see, I can pull this out right there. Oh, that's why you need a pair of pliers. You see, you pull that off of there, and that's a little coupling piece there. And lots of times it's hard to pull this section off unless you cut this and then squeeze that. See, I could save that. I could save this piece for something later on, or I can poke it back in if I don't want it. Put the cap on there. I could take this cap here with my pliers and I just hang on to it like that and poke it in here. See? There. That's it. Fixed. So before I do anything else, I'm going to turn the water back on, and then we'll walk around. We'll kind of look at some other things. We'll check and make sure this is not leaking. And you're probably curious as to whether any water is going to drip out of that. I pulled that out. This pipe is 18 years old. Let's see if that's dripping anymore, shall we? Okay, I've turned the water back on. Look at that. It hasn't even dripped at all. Now sometimes you'll get it where maybe you get a slight little hairline drip there. Well, that would be fine. And I know the water's on because I heard it coming. I'm gonna verify Here's the little drip, 1 gallon per hour, probably. See, so I know it's coming out.